Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sneha Nair of LG Institutes of Applied Sciences. And as you all know, we had already started off with semester 5 physical chemistry paper number 303, unit 3 part B, which is polymer chemistry of Gujarat University syllabus. Now, we had already covered about the different types of polymerization technique, which was the addition and the condensation polymerization. That is also known as the chain growth and the step growth polymerization technique in the last videos. If you haven't checked them yet, please do go and check them as soon as possible. Now, in this coming video, we'll be studying about the molecular weight determination techniques. Now, the very important part. Now, you might have an answer or you might have a question in your mind that why is there a need to discover or to identify the molecular weight of a polymer compound. So the very important reason for identifying the molecular weight is that, see, the molecular weight of single macromolecule will be exactly equal to the molecular weight of the repeating units, and also the number of time that units are multiplied. So that is also called as the degree of polymerization. You know, so the polymers, whenever you're forming a large macromolecule, it is not just the individual monomer unit that is joined, but in that particular monomer units, there are multiple monomer units which are joined with one another, and then they result into the formation of a polymeric chain. So now what the main reason was that all the macromolecular substances will obviously not contain the macromolecules which are of the same size, same length, and hence obviously they will have a difference in the molecular weights. So to identify that difference in the molecular weight, there were two techniques initially that were discovered, or there are two types wherein you can identify the macromolecular substances. The one is called as a number average molecular weight method, and the second one is called as a weight average molecular weight method, which is denoted by MW. Now moving on to the number average molecular weight, it is a very simpler way of understanding, because see, as you can see here, we have multiplied. What we are going to see, we are going to see the number and we are going to take the average of that particular. So it is the simplest way of understanding is, if I for example say that there are different number of moles which are joined with one another, and so we have to calculate the total number of moles of a molecule which is present. So if I say, let's say that N1, N2 and N3 etc are the different numbers of moles which are present in the molecular, which is present in the macromolecule, and they will have a molecular weight as capital M1, capital M2 and capital M3. These are the molecular weight. Now we already know that moles is nothing but weight upon molecular weight, and if I need to find out the weight, so what I will do is I can just rearrange this equation and this will turn out to be what? Mole into molecular weight. So on rearranging this equation, which is mole is equal to weight upon molecular weight, we can easily get up the value as weight is equal to mole into molecular weight. So if I now say that N1, which was the number of moles of 1, will be multiplied with the molecular weight of one molecule. So similarly N2, M2, N3, M3, and that has to be divided for calculating the number average molecular weight. That entire equation has to be divided with the total number of moles. So the total equation or the final equation for the number average molecular weight turns out to be Mn, which is equal to N1 M1 plus N2 M2 plus N3 M3 upon N1 plus N2 plus N3, which is the individual total number of moles of a particle. So this was the first way of identifying the molecular weights of compound, which is called as a number average molecular weight. Moving on to the second category, which was called as a weight average molecular weight. Now in this particular category, what we are doing is, instead of taking the number of moles which are taking part in forming a macromolecule, we are going to be concerned with the weight of each molecular, weight of each macromolecule or the monomer unit that is being joined. So that can be mathematically represented as MW, which is equal to W1 into M1, W2 into M2 plus W3 into M3, divided by the weights, which is W1 plus W2 plus W3 and so on, if you have taken n number of monomer units. Now the only difference that you can see here, that instead of N1, M1, we have written here W1, W2, etc. So what we have done is, instead of number of moles, we are going to focus in this particular part on the weight of the macromolecules unit that are joined. Okay? So now we already know that weight is equal to moles into molecular weight. So W1 can also be written as N1 into M1, N2 into M2, and N3 into M3. So if I write, if I just substitute the value of W1, W2 and W3 in this equation will turn out to be N1 M1 square plus N2 M2 square plus N3 M3 square upon N1 M1 plus N2 N2 and N3 M3 and so on. So this is the general way of identifying the molecular weights of different macromolecule compounds. There are two other techniques also, which is one is the osmotic pressure method and the second one is the viscosity method, which we'll be trying to cover in the next lecture. So till that time, I'm pretty sure that you must be going through the slides again, and stay safe, keep on revising, and we'll catch up with the next two theories which are left in the coming lecture. Okay, thank you.